Hi, my name's Kailey. Welcome to a Vinyasa flow class. We'll be doing a lot of stretching today, but we're also going to do some strength-based movements. Nothing's going to be high impact, so if this is more of a recovery day for you, great, you're in a good spot. As always, with any practice, please take what you need and leave the rest. The whole goal of yoga is to expand our consciousness, expand our awareness, and that absolutely includes expanding our understanding of our own body and what we need moment to moment, day to day. With that said, when you're ready, meet me in a seat on your mat, and then let's just start to draw some circles with the ribs over the hips. Take some big breaths here, breathe in, breathe out. We're going to try and get a lot done in this practice without rushing. Switch the direction of those circles. And just start to tune into the movement of your ribs, your pelvis. Where does your body feel open? Where does it feel a little bit more tight? Not judging any of that, just making a mental note. It's all good information to have in your back pocket. And when you start to move a little bit more, come through the center, sweep your arms up as you breathe in. And then take a twist to your right. You can tent your right fingertips back behind you to find a little bit more length in your spine. Lengthen through the sides of your neck and then point your nose straight to the left, or to the right rather, excuse me, instead of looking up, right? So sometimes when we're trying to lengthen the spine, there's an urge to look upward, but think about reaching the crown of your head up and rooting your sit bones down. Look forward, take a breath in as you come back to the center. And then twist to the left. This time your eyes are looking over to the left. Anchoring into your sit bones. Lengthening up through the crown of your head, and then taking some of those big breaths into your lungs. We're going to move side to side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist left. Take this side to side a couple more times on your own. Notice if you've got the urge to crank your body into the twist, you find a little bit more gentleness. We're going to move with a sense of consistency and an effort on being effective, but in a way that's sustainable. And hopefully you can feel like a sense of well-being even as you're moving. Last time to the left. Finish up that twist to the left and then meet me on your hands and your knees. Stack your shoulders directly on top of your wrists and your knees right over your hips. And then start to draw some circles with your body over your hands and your knees. Shoulders over your wrists, knees circling over your hips. Try and stay really long in your lower back. Switch the direction of those shoulder and hip circles. Start to pull in through the abdominals gently to create that length in your lower back, create that sense of space in your spine. Come through the center. Now tip the tailbone up, find that arch in your lower back. Soften the elbows, pull your heart through. Big breath in as you lift the chin. Tuck your tailbone on your exhale, hug your navel in, press the floor away, chin toward your chest, finding cat. Might feel good to give your head a little shake or a gentle nod here. All right, lift your tailbone, pull your heart through as you inhale, chin comes up, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, press the floor away for cat. 2 more, moving with your breath. See if you can sync this movement up, start to move in a way that feels really fluid, really smooth. And then the next time you come through cow, find a neutral spine, tuck your toes under. We're going to take it to downward facing dog. In down dog, feel free to move around a little bit. I always like to walk the hands a little bit closer to the feet in the first down dog, just so that It doesn't feel like high push-up, it feels like a stretch in the back of the body. Bend into your knees deeply, press your chest toward your thighs, give your head another good shake, or a little nod. And then start to look forward, lift your heels. Let's walk the feet to ragdoll at the top of the mat. So leave at least hips distance between your feet, maybe a little bit wider. Catch the crooks of your opposite elbows. And continue to take some of those big breaths here. You might shift your weight from side to side, creating a little sway, tapping into that fluidity a bit more here. Release your fingertips down, heel toe your feet a little closer together, and then slowly slide your hands up the front of your legs all the way up to standing. Once your shoulders are over your hips, circle your shoulders back behind you, and then circle the arms up over your head. Breathe in, reach through your fingertips, press down into your feet. Bring your hands to your heart center. You can close your eyes or you can take your gaze to the tips of your fingers. But pause here just for a moment. If there's an intention that you like to practice with, if there's a word that really speaks to you, you can pull that into your heart here. If there's anything that you need for your practice, or there's anything that you're wanting to get from this experience, name that for yourself here. Maybe a little bit more presence, a little bit more clarity, a break or a timeout in your day. Whatever it is, we'll take a big breath in, breathing that into your body from your head to your toes. Open mouth exhale, offering it up. Blink your eyes open, reach arms up on the in-breath. Fold forward as you exhale. Halfway stretch, take a breath in. Plant your hands, step back, high push-up, rock forward, lower half or all the way down. Cobra or upward facing dog. Finish your stretch, finish the breath in. And then child's pose, drop your knees, send your hips back towards your heels. Drop the crown of your head or the forehead straight down. I'm going to turn to the side so that my voice isn't too muffled. Lengthen your fingertips forward, feel the stretch through your underarms, to the sides of your body. And then see if you can send your breath into your middle back, into the back of your ribs, right underneath the back of the ribs, even toward the kidneys, toward the adrenals. Opening up some space there, unsticking some of that fascia, some of that connective tissue that can get pretty tight. On your next inhale, pull yourself forward to your hands and your knees, and then extend your right leg straight back behind you. Press the mat away. Look over your left shoulder, bring your right toes out to the left side of your yoga mat. Stay there, or tent your right fingers. Stay there, or reach your right arm forward and to the left. Try and keep your hips level. So there's going to be a tendency to want to shift the weight as your body tries to find a new center of gravity. Try and keep that right hip tucked level with your left. Take a big breath in. Right hand under right shoulder, right knee to your right tricep or elbow as you exhale. Little oblique crunch. 2 more times. Kick your right leg back, look over your left shoulder, breathe in. Right knee, right tricep or elbow as you breathe out. 1 more time, big breath in, find your side body stretch. Exhale, knee to elbow. Kick your leg back, keep your leg there. We're gonna set up gomukasana, cow face pose, by walking your left foot over to the right, tuck your right knee behind your left foot, and then go ahead and walk your hips back between your heels. Shimmy around a little bit so that you can bring your sit bones down. You might separate your feet a little farther apart. The knees are working their way towards stacked. Left leg is on top. Sweep your arms up as you breathe in. Bring your right hand to the middle of your back, or to the back of your neck, excuse me, and bring your left hand back behind you. I've been out in the sun gardening. I realize my feet are all covered with dirt, and my brain's a little bit fried from the beautiful weather that we're having. And take a moment here, it's totally fine if your fingers don't touch. Maybe you keep the right arm where it is and then just bring your left hand to the right elbow up over your head. Let's see if you can start to move into a rhythm with your breath. We'll take 2 more long breaths here. Option to pace your breath with me, inhaling for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. One more in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your bind. We're going to take this to lizard pose. Tip forward, bring your hands down. You're going to unwind your right leg and then step it all the way outside of your right foot. Lengthen your left leg back behind you for your lizard lunge. You can come onto the top of the left foot and drop the left knee, or you can keep the left toes tucked and lift your left knee nice and strong in that back leg. And then do what makes sense. So maybe you experiment. Maybe today it feels good to keep that leg lifted. Maybe today's a day where it feels better to drop the left knee down. Maybe you spend a couple breaths in one version of lizard and then try out the other. If you have your left knee down, go ahead and tuck your left toes under, lift the left knee up, look forward, turn your right toes to the right just a little bit, maybe like 1 o'clock. We're going to step all the way into malasana. You might do a little rock if that helps, and then you're going to step your left foot, big step outside of your left hand. Bring your hands to your heart, and you're in malasana here. Take a couple deep breaths. I always like to shift the weight from side to side. You can get a little release in your lower back, and then find some stillness. Push your knees into your elbows. Take a breath in, sit tall. Press your elbows into your knees as you exhale, opening up through your heart. One more big breath here. Lengthen the crown of the head up away from your tailbone. And then drop your hands, lift your hips, forward fold, heel to your feet a bit closer together. Slide your palms all the way up the fronts of your legs. Big breath in as you reach your arms up. Hands to your heart as you exhale, being really intentional. Reach up on an in-breath. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Plant your hands, step back, high push-up to low push-up. We'll meet in downward facing dog. So maybe you take cobra or upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog to child's pose. Drop your knees to the mat. Send your hips back towards your heels. This time, take just 1 big breath in. Stay for the breath out. Pull forward to your hands and your knees on your inhale. Extend your left leg straight back, lengthening as if someone's gently tugging your left ankle away from the left hip. Look over your right shoulder, bring the left toes to the right side of your mat or off of your mat. Stay here with level hips, pull the webbing of your abdominals in and up, or bring your left fingertips down. Stay there or reach the left arm forward and to the right, finding that big side body stretch. Take a big breath in. Left hand under left shoulder, left knee, left elbow, little oblique crunch. Squeeze the left side of the ribs toward the left side of the hips. Take your leg back, look to the right, breathe in. Left knee, left elbow, breathe out. 2 more inhales, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to elbow. This time, sweep it back, hold it there. We're going to bring the right toes to the left and then tuck your left knee behind your right. Separate the feet, walk your hips back between your heels. Pause here. Take a moment to shift and wiggle around, and then the left arm's going to come up. You can keep the left hand right where it is and reach your right fingers for the left fingers, or bring your right hand to the left elbow. You find a version of this pose that feels challenging but sustainable. And then option to come back to that paced breath. So much of this practice hinges on the breath. The breath is how we control and connect to our energy. Option to work that 4 count breath here, just 2 rounds, breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, belly fills, chest expands, 2, 1, exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, release the bind, bring the hands forward, lizard lunge as you unravel left leg outside of left hand, lengthen your right leg back behind you, and then start to work your way toward a version of this lunge that feels interesting, that helps you find something like length in your back leg or your right hip flexor. And notice pockets where your body maybe has some resistance to this pose. Remember, your option is to tuck the back toes and lift the right knee. And you soften at least through the jaw and the sides of the neck. Notice if the brow's real scrunched up here, can you smooth out across the forehead from temple to temple, maybe even close the eyes down. Anytime you want, you can come back to that paced breath. If the 4 count works for you, great. You could work a 2 or a 3 or a 5 or a 6 count. The idea is to start to match the length of the inhale to the length of the exhale. You've got your right knee and toes down. Go ahead and tuck the toes under, lift the right knee. Maybe you rock forward and backward. Totally okay to use a little bit of momentum for this transition. If you're feeling super strong, maybe you use just strength and no momentum, but turn your left toes to the left just a little bit. Push the floor away with your hands. Let's see, I'll try no momentum. And then we're gonna step that right foot forward. Ooh, to goddess at the top. Finding Malasana, bringing your hands to your heart. Couple deep rounds of breath here, pushing your elbows into your knees and your knees into your elbows to create some stability through that dynamic tension. And take one more big breath in. Hands down, hips up as you exhale. This time, turn your toes to face forward, but keep your feet wider than your hips. And then you're gonna melt your hips down into a bear. It's like a wide squat. Bring your arms out to the sides in a T shape. I'll move over from the wall a little bit. So arms come out to the sides in a T shape. Keep your hips low. Reach your arms forward, palms face forward. Nice. So we're setting up for a little hamstring, standing hamstring curl. You're gonna shift your weight to the left foot, pump the arms to your side as you bring your right heel up back behind you. Take it back to that bear variation. Arms up, palms forward, hips low. Let's do the same side. So shift the weight to the left, right foot comes up, push your hands back, little hamstring curl, and then take it back to that bear. It's a little bit faster once you get the hang of this movement for 4, for 3, 2 more, then we'll switch sides. 2, hold your next bear with your arms forward, right? So we're shifting now to the right, same movement, stand up, pump the arms from your left heel to your hips. Take it back, and then lift the left heel for 5, for 4, really push your arms back, 3, 2, and 1, hold that bear, reach your arms forward and upward, palms facing away from you. Connect the thumb and the index finger, breathe in. Fold forward as you exhale. Heel to your feet a bit closer together. Slide your hands all the way up your legs, unrolling. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Reach your arms up and breathe in. Bow forward and empty. Lift halfway on the inhale. Plant the hands, high push-up to low push-up, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Now set up a little different flow. Hopefully your hips feel pretty open after gomukasana and lizard. We'll start with the right leg. Inhale, big stretch. Exhale, step between your thumbs, drop your back knee down and bring your arms up over your hips. Try and step your hips over your left knee. So instead of lunging really far forward like you did in lizard, you find a little bit more stability and alignment here. Lengthen through the sides of the waist, breathe in. Sweep your arms by the sides of the body. You're on the left, follow the left foot, lift the left knee up. So you're in a lightning crescent lunge here. Squeeze the legs toward midline. Pull your belly button forward and away from your front thigh. It's called Uddiyana Bandha. Reverse warrior, spin your back heel down, sweep your right arm up and open. Right knee is working its way toward the right little toe. Find a variation of this lunge that feels like a challenge to you. So that might be deepening, that might be softening, and you find that place that's effective, but still sustainable, where you can sense a little bit of well-being even in this moment. Stay here or add a bind, either bringing your right hand back behind you and catching the right elbow with your left hand, or catching your right fingers with your left fingers. If you cut a bind, let's release that bind, breathe in, circle your hands to the top, step back high to low push-up. Cobra or dog, finish your breath there. And then downward facing dog. All right, left leg, breathe in. Step it through as you empty, drop the back knee. Inhale, supported crescent lunge. You find a sense of stability as you press through the balls of your feet, as you hug in toward midline with your hips. Right toes are tucked under, breathe in. Lightning crescent, lift your right knee, sweep your arms by your side. Roll long through the sides of the neck, and then find one long line of energy from your right heel, pressing back all the way through the crown of the head. Stay here, one more breath in. Strong for that breath out, and start your transition. Reverse warrior, right heel spins down. Take a moment to adjust and settle into that lunge. So you want that foundation, your legs feeling really stable. And then option to add a bind, maybe catching the left elbow with your right hand or interlacing your fingers. If you do find a bind with your fingers interlaced, press the back of your head into your left arm. So instead of letting that left arm push your head forward, press into your left arm with the back of your head. Keep rooting down to the knife edge of your back foot. If you cut a bind, release the bind, grow long through the left side body on an in-breath. Cartwheel your hands, step it back, high to low push-up. Upward dog or cobra, maybe you pause at the top, really drink in that breath. Downward facing dog, we're gonna put that flow together. One breath, one motion. Look forward, lift your heels. Exhale the breath. Step the feet a little bit wider than hips distance apart to the top of your mat. Halfway stretch, breathe in. And then find that chair variation, bring your arms to a T. Make a little bit more space so that your chest can come down between your thighs. You're working with a small space like I am. We just make the most of it. All right, we're gonna bring the arms forward, keep the hips low. Palms are turned away from you. Take a breath in, shift your weight to the left, stand up, right heel pulls in, pump the arms back. Couple more, take it down into that bear safe side. Right heel curls in. For 4. Find a pace that feels challenging to you. 3, 2, that could be slower or faster than I'm going. Last one on that side. Here we go to the left for 6, 5, 4. Push the arms back, 3. Last 2. 1. Hold that bear, big breath in. Forward fold as you empty. Lift up halfway on an in-breath. Step back, flow through your vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. We're gonna take that sequence, 1 breath, 1 motion. Start it off with your right leg, breathe in. Step the right foot forward, drop your left knee down, arms up on the in-breath. Lightning crescent, exhale, hold it here, breathe in, stay strong as you empty. Reverse warrior, inhale, open. Circle your hands to the mat, step it back, and flow. Remember, we're getting a lot done, but not rushing. From down dog, left leg, breathe in. Step forward, drop the right knee. Arms up, fill your lungs. Lightning crescent as you exhale. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Reverse warrior, inhale, open. Circle your hands to the top, step it back, high to low. You can always go straight to downward facing dog. From down dog, right away, right leg high on an in-breath. Step forward as you exhale, left knee down, same thing, arms up, breathe in. Lightning, breathe out. Right away, reverse warrior, inhale it open. And then we're gonna find a side lunge or skandasana at the back of the mat. Bend into your left knee. Sometimes we call this a Cossack squat. Take a couple nice big breaths here. And use your hands right in front of you for balance. I'll look toward your right big toe, so set your drishti at one spot. And still taking those nice deep breaths in and long breaths out. Look forward. We're going to shift the weight forward and find standing splits at the top of the mat. Lift your left leg up. Take a breath in. We're going to set up that bear variation. Bring your left foot a little bit wider than your left hip. Arms forward, butt back, palms face away from you. Here we go. Breathe in. 5 times, right heel comes up. We'll hold that fifth one for 4. For 3. 2, hold this last one, hold it here, catch your right foot with your right hand, dancer pose, extending that left arm forward, and then lengthening back through your right foot into your hand. And set the eyes to one spot. We're going to take this slowly into an eagle pose. Bring your right knee forward, right arm comes under, right leg goes over. Garuda asana, eagle pose. In eagle, feel that your shoulders are over your hips. And then option to bring the ribs to the right and the hips to the left. And then switch it out. Ribs go left, hips go right. So from the side, it's a little movement, hips to the opposite side of the ribs, shifting side to side, squeeze in through the obliques. We're going to take this into a split stance, standing stretch. So both feet down, reach your arms up as you breathe in. And then bow forward, feet are a little wider than hips distance. Catch the crooks of your opposite elbows, sway it out in ragdoll. Come back to that sense of fluidity. So we've got the left side to go, and then we're going to cool it down. Release the hands, heel to your feet a bit closer. Find a halfway stretch as you breathe in. And then Vinyasa, we meet in downward facing dog. And right back to the rhythm of your breath, Ujjayi Pranayama. From down dog, here we go, left leg, breathe in. Step forward, drop the right knee, inhale your arms up. Exhale, lightning crescent. Right away, reverse warrior, breathe in. Skandasana, that's your side lunge, your classic squat to the back of your mat. 4 long breaths here. You find areas in your body that feel strong, that you can tap into. Breathe in a way that connects you to those spaces. Like you find ways to honor parts of your body that maybe don't feel as awesome in this moment. You show up for your whole self. One more full breath in. Stay here for the breath out. Look forward, standing split. So to shift your weight to the left foot, right leg comes up. You can keep a little bend in your left knee. Push the floor away. Take a breath in. Here we go. Find that wide chair. Arms forward, palms face away. Inhale. Left leg lifts. Pump the arms back for 5, 4. Remember, we're pausing on the last one. 3, 2. Last time. Pause, hold. Set up dancer. Catch the inside of your left foot. Reach your right arm forward. Set your eyes to one spot and breathe. And then back to your intention. This practice, yoga, every aspect of this practice is designed to help us connect to our energy and create a little bit more ease in the body, a little bit more vitality. Clearing out those spaces that feel blocked so that the energy channels can flow freely. One more big breath in. Eagle pose. Take your time. Bring that left leg forward and over the right, left arm under. Shoulders come over your ribs. Or shoulders come over, yeah, they do. Shoulders come over your ribs. There's not a lot of other places they could go. And then ribs are over your pelvis is what I meant to say. Sit low. Option to bring the ribs in one direction and the hips in the other. If this doesn't challenge your balance, close your eyes down or take your gaze upward. Stay in your eagle, come right through the center, take a big breath in. Squeeze the legs, sit low as you empty, feet wide, arms up on an in-breath. And then forward fold as you exhale. Stay here, walk the palms of your hands underneath the soles of your feet so that your toes press up against your wrists. Bend your knees a bunch, find a lot of length in your spine. Your ribs can be between your thighs, your belly can be between your thighs or on your thighs. Breathe and try and keep that connection between your ribs and your belly or your ribs and your thighs. As you exhale into your forward fold, shift the weight toward the balls of your feet. And take a lion's breath here. Nice big inhale through your nose. As you exhale, stick your tongue out, try to touch the tip of your chin and cross your eyes. One more time, breathe in. Lion's breath. Off of your palms, bend your knees as you sit down onto your butt. Bent knees, cat-cow here. Bring your hands to the shins. Use your legs as like a grip point, a little traction around your spine. You might even tuck your tailbone under and pull your navel in. Tuck the chin toward the chest, finding cat. Breathe in to your back. Right around where like the bra line would be, or the bottom ribs perhaps, right underneath the bottom of your shoulder blades. You find a little bit of movement there. For most of us, certainly for me, that part of my back is kind of hard to find some movement in. Most of us don't habitually breathe into the back of our lungs. But if we can use the breath from the inside out, we can create a little bit more space and some stretch and loosen up some of those tissues. Again, getting the prana to flow a bit more smooth into places that maybe it doesn't usually go. All right, cow, pull your heart through. Maybe you took the tailbone back, lift the chin up, breathe in. And then cat, round your spine. Let your shoulders lift toward your ears. Come back to cow, inhale. Cat as you round the spine, exhale. One more time, cow pose, breathe in. And then cat pose, breathe out. Come up through the center, bring your hands back behind your hips. Fingers point forward, hands are underneath your shoulders. Feet are about hips distance apart. Press the floor away. Option to lift your hips up. Finding a reverse tabletop here. Breathe in, send the hips toward the ceiling. If it feels great, you can drop the head. It's better for my neck to be tucked. And then as you exhale, you're going to shoot your butt back, straighten the legs out, try and keep your hips up off of the floor. So it's a little bit like cat again. Come forward and up, inhale, push the hips forward, press the floor away. Exhale, shoot your butt back, pull your navel in. 2 more times, this is it, breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, inhale. Exhale, hold for 5. Option to lift the right foot, 4. Option to lift the left foot, 3, by setting the right foot down, 2. And 1, drop your hips all the way down. Roll down onto your back. Bring your arms to a cactus or a T. And then toggle your knees side to side. Little windshield wiper knees here. Bring your right knee into your chest when you're ready. Extend your left leg out on the mat in front of you. Hug your right knee in and then circle your right ankle a few times. Move through your right foot. Switch the direction of those circles. Try and find some space in the ankle, some space in the foot. Extend your right leg up toward the ceiling. Point your right toes. Stretch out the front of the foot and the shin. And then flex your right foot. Press your heel away from you. Curl the toes back toward you, even your pinky toe. See if you can curl your pinky toe toward your right knee. Point the toes and flex the foot. All right, reach your right fingertips toward your right toe. You're not going to bind it or anything. Push into your left heel. And then reach the right leg toward the front of your mat. Reach the right arm back over your head. Breathe in. 1 time, exhale, bring your right hand and your right leg back up toward the ceiling on the exhale. Bend your right knee, drop your right arm. Bring your left foot back underneath the knee. Toggle your knees side to side. Take a breath. All right, left knee to your chest, right leg lengthens. And then circle your left ankle. Really find some space in your left ankle. Switch the direction of those circles. Maybe curl the toes or spread the toes. Left leg up. Point to your left toes. Find length through the front side of the leg. And then flex your left foot. Feel that stretch. Move all the way up the back side of your left leg. Point and plant reflection a few more times on that foot. Keep the left leg lifted, release the right arm. Left arm comes up toward the ceiling, reaching for your left foot. Lower the left leg, reach the left arm back. Breathe in. 1 time, exhale, lift up toward the ceiling. All right, set up for Shavasana. If there's any other shapes that your body needs before you can rest on your back, feel free to add those in. As you settle onto your back, if you've got time to linger in Shavasana or extra today, feel free to shut off the recording. You want to time Shavasana, stay with me for another 30 or 40 seconds, giving your body this brief period at the end of your practice to totally soak in all of the effort that you put forth. Giving your nervous system the message that it's okay to relax, it's okay to start to shift into the rest, digest, and repair side of our cycle. If you need an anchor, you can come back to either an intention that you set or just the ebb and flow of your natural breath. When you're ready to move off of your mat, bring a little bit of movement back into your body. Nod your head side to side, circle ankles and wrists. Slide your feet down underneath your knees, reach your arms back over your head. Sip in one last really big breath here. And exhale, let it go. And take your time to meet me in a seat. When you land, sit up tall. You can keep the eyes closed down, or you might blink them open, whatever feels most natural for you. Bring your arms out to the side and then sweep the arms up over your head, taking a breath in to gather up some of that good prana. Hands to your heart center as you exhale, bringing it right back into that heart space. Thank you for sharing some of your time with me today. I hope that this practice serves you well. If you have questions, you know where to find me, and I hope to see you again real soon. Take care of yourselves.